Hello, everybody out there. I am very pleased to have Janine Worthington back here with me. How are you, dear Janine?
Hi, Kirsten. I'm doing great. Thank you so much for inviting me on. How are you?
I'm fine. We just chatted before a bit, and as I said, it has been a very busy October, and I still can't. I haven't had a November basically because I had so much to do that I need to breathe now a bit. But now I have time to breathe with you, because we're going to talk a bit about tarot, and this is always relaxing, I think.
Yes, absolutely.
Last time we talked here, I introduced you as the head of T.A.B.I, the Tarot Association of the British Isles. And we're not going to talk about this today. Anybody who wants to watch this video, it's in the archive. Obviously, I don't think I put it in the show notes, but I can still do it. Of course, I put your web page into the show notes, and you are very busy on Instagram. And on Instagram, you call yourself Inbetween Tarot.
I've
Why
always
is
been the
that?
in-between tarot, so it relates to the concept and the cards that I created, and the concepts that I created back in 2012. So it's been a long time in the making, and I am basically the in-between tarot on everything. So Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, that's where everybody finds me.
So the deck we're going to talk about was released in 2012?
No, the concept was w- came together in 2012. So the concept actually came from a dream.
Really?
So I dreamt about the idea of cards linking together, the cards in the Fool's Journey and the majors, the minors, the court cards, and that there being an in-between card in between each of those liminal spaces between the cards. That was my dream. So I woke up and I thought, oh, that's different. I'm gonna do it. So I woke up and I
Just
start.
sorry to interrupt, but just let me think this down. So you dreamt, you saw the hero's journey basically,
The Fool's
and
Journey, yeah.
the fool's journey. Sorry, um, we often call it the hero's
Oh,
journey
do you?
here.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So heroine's journey, we should
I like
say.
that as well, and it
Yeah,
makes sense.
it's after Campbell, so
Hmm.
we it's a lot like movie people do their scripts basically.
Yeah.
Um, so anyway, so you had all the majors,
Yes.
and then you had them together, and you visualized something always in between each step.
Yes. So I had the idea of making linking cards, joining the cards together. When I woke up and started to think more about that concept, I realized how difficult it would be to implement, to put it in place. And it had never been done before. So 2012, there were no card decks out there that linked cards. So I gave it a lot of thought. And I wanted to make each of the different aspects cyclic. So, for example, the fool's journey or the hero's journey, when you get to the world, I don't believe that we just stop. I believe that we cycle back round to the fool again, but putting that into card format is incredibly difficult. So you have to show the world to the fool.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then when you continue, it's the fool to the magician, and so on and so forth. So it fills each of those different gaps. With the minors, I wanted to make them cyclic. So when you get to the 10 in each of the different elements, it cycles back round to the ace again. So in my deck, you've got a 10 to the ace in each of the 4 elements. And then the
So
difficult one with the court cards, when you get to the king goes back round to the page again,
mm-hmm.
which is shown moving on to different lifetimes within that element, or handing those qualities down to a younger member of the family, for example. So from a grandfather to a grandchild. So each of the court card packs in each element is also cyclic. So it's quite a complicated concept for people to get their heads around. Do you want me to show you an example?
Yes, please. I hope, hello, everybody out there. I hope you can understand the concept. If not, please write in the comments.
We
Yeah, show me an
have,
example, please.
if you can see this one.
I will make us bigger, and I think then we can see the cards bigger. That looks like the Star Child from Kubrick.
So it's difficult to see, but
No, I can see it well.
the initial card concept that I came up with was just a majors only deck.
Yes.
So I didn't do the minors at that point because I self-published. And this one shows the energy of the High Priestess moving across to the Empress. And I wanted to show this as the birthing of a baby. So the baby in the womb, and you've got the womb represented with the High Priestess, the mysterious energy, that inward energy, and then the baby being born into the world of the Empress. So coming from the dark into the light, being born into that beautiful energy of the Empress. So all of my cards are like this, with that in between energy, how you move from one state into the next.
So there is no fool in there. There is no empress in there. No hermit, but always the cards have different titles.
In this majors deck that I did, I created this with my dad. So my dad's the graphic artist,
Mm-hmm.
David Worthington, and we wanted to do something very different from the Rider-Waite style deck. So the concepts within those cards are slightly different. So in that one, you can see a baby. So no, you've not got the Empress, you've not got the Priestess, but it shows you what it would look like if you moved from the energy of the High Priestess into the Empress. And
I'm
all of,
just no,
sorry,
no. Go on. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt.
no, it's and all of the I've got more cards here. All of those cards have got titles in the majors only. So that's a prototype, which is why I've got a big one. Um, this is the Sun to the Judgment card. Okay, and the title for this one is called Tantra. So they've got different titles. You can see here that we've got the Moon to the Sun, and this one is called Clarity.
I really like this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not very sharp, the image, for some reason. Sorry about that. We've got the Star to the Moon, and this one is called Trepidation. So as you can see, it doesn't follow the Fool's Journey. So that pack was self-published as just a Majors Only deck, and then in 2017 was approached by Lo Scarabeo to do a full 78 card deck. They wanted something a bit more similar to the Rider-Waite. Hiya, Claire. I can see people in the comments. So the Inbetween Tarot was born.
Oh, that's a beautiful cover.
Yeah, so it's a magnetic clip box,
Uh huh.
and it's got the book in it that goes with it as well to explain all of the different all of the 78 cards.
Did you write the book?
Yes.
But the cards are totally different from the style you just showed us.
Similar,
Uh huh.
but you have some more similarities to things that you would recognize. So, for example, this is the Fool to the Magician, and
Yeah.
it shows the Fool jumping off the cliff into the energy of the Magician. Okay, so this is the in-between state. When you get to the world moves back round to the Fool again. So we've actually got two children who are starting again on another planet, planting seeds.
That's what you mean by the different levels, basically. Mm-hmm.
Yes, so the tabs on either side say the world and they say the fool. So you can see that this is the in-between card there.
Mm-hmm.
Takes us
Mm-hmm.
back to the beginning again. Yeah.
Can you show me uh, a king? Because I'm quite curious how this works with the connection.
So
Ah,
this is the king to the page. So the king to the page of swords. So it's handing down that sword energy to a younger member of the tribe
I really
and
like this.
and starting the cycle again. Yeah.
Yeah,
So the interesting thing about the court cards is this king here, it's his journey through the elements. So it shows him in childhood, it shows him as an older adult in the knight stage, it shows him in the queen stage as well. So it takes you all the way through that energy.
it's the Tenet Tarot.
Thank you, and all different concepts in here as well. So we've got tribal warriors in this one, but in the pentacles, in the coins, we've
Hmm.
got the suffragettes.
Oh, show me this, please.
Yeah, because the suffragettes are represented hard work ethic. Because it's not political, it's the fact that the suffragettes had to work extremely hard for everything that they got, including the vote, the right to have their children, the right to make money.
The right
So
not to be exploited in marriage.
absolutely. So you can
That looks like the Eight of Discs or something.
no, this is one of the court cards. So this is the
Okay.
page of coins to the knight of coins. So it shows the young suffragette. Well, she's not a suffragette at that point, but she's working in a factory and she's learning the ropes, but she's moving
Ah,
into the energy of the knight, which is slightly unstable. So childhood is usually, you'd hope, feeling slightly safe, but the night
mm,
is a bit turbulent as we're growing into our adult skin. So this is shown by the young suffragette having to work at a very early age.
yeah,
So the energy is a little bit unstable, as she's trying to get to grips with everything that's expected of her
yeah,
in the realm of the coins and the pentacles.
yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Um, Marion points out that the idea seems to suit decks coming into existence, like the before, after, and behind tarot. Um, so, as far as I understand, yours was your concept was not linked to these decks, and you had
No, so mine came out first. Yeah, so mine came out, was self-published in 2013, and it was really exciting because I went up to the theatre by the lake in Keswick to present the concept, and I had all kinds of tarot greats sat in front of me. I think that was the year that Barbara Moore had come down,
wow.
and I remember Corinne Kenner being there as well. So very intimidating, but at the same time very exciting. And then it was a few years later that I think the After Tarot and the Before Tarot came out. And then my full 78 card deck came out in 2019. So I was kind of the sandwich on both sides of those two coming out, which was interesting.
So the in
Because I
between,
do remember them coming out, but they had a very strong rider weight feel to them. Well, they do follow the rider weight cards.
uh-huh. So
Mine is not rider weight, as you can see.
so the in between tarot from Los Scarabeo is yours, and the others are not.
No, no.
And
The After Tarot and the Before Tarot are not mine. But
and
the In Between Tarot came out before those ones.
and who did the art for Los Scarabeo for you? Did you do this then yourself or your dad
No,
again?
Franco Rivoli this time, so working with an Italian artist.
So the one who also worked. No, no, he didn't. I have the other decks here. Um, Pietro Alligio. No, no, it's not the
Um,
same artist. Okay.
no, no, no. So Franco Rivoli is somebody that I met through Lo Scarabeo, and he's
Mm,
such a talented and gifted artist.
mm,
And it was amazing to have the opportunity to work with him because his artwork is just stunning.
mm. But for me, I mean, it's different than after and before as an idea, I think, because in the after and before tarot, you just are still in the card and you see what has just happened before or what just has happened after, right?
Yes, so
So
yeah, so it's different concept, yes.
it's not a linking of two cards, basically.
No, so slightly different. And I think as well that Marion is also alluding to the vice versa tarot. So she's talking about what it looks like from behind
Yeah,
the throne, for example.
yeah.
Um, yeah,
Which is a nice idea. I have it as well. But
yes,
sometimes you can see that you can't do it all the time. Not all cards work, but that's in every deck. That some cards work better than others. Um,
yes.
I'm just wondering, are you using your deck for readings?
I use it when I go to the festivals, so I use it all the time. So it's a well-used deck. Yes.
But how uh, doesn't it isn't it totally different in a way than to do this than do tarot readings?
No, not really. And it makes the reading quite complex because if you think about it, it gives you a three in one card reading. So you're reading the cards on either side, and then you're reading the liminal state as well, the in-between state. So it's very good for next step readings. So if I get somebody coming in to say, and they usually do, can you tell me about the next step with my relationship? So we can use the in-between tarot. For example, if we're using, let me just pull one out. In fact, I will show you the one that's on the book. This is the Emperor to the Hierophant. Okay, so we've got a battle of opposites basically. So we've got Aries with the Emperor and we've got Taurus with the Hierophant. So two very strong characters. So if we were talking about people within a relationship, we could talk about the two different sides of Aries and Taurus, of the Emperor and the Hierophant, but we can also talk about the in-between state, okay? So we've got a bit of a standoff. Okay, how do you get these two people to talk together? How do you get them to see eye to eye? How do they make that crossing? And that gets interesting because then you can talk about movement, about progression, and how you get to the next step. So they could be talking about work. What's my next step with work? So if we pull this card, like, oh, wow, you've got two quite powerful authority figures, but coming from different perspectives.
Hi,
Yeah.
really nice to meet you. Great you're here on the channel. Thanks for the compliment. And no, we're not doing readings today. We're just talking about a tarot deck done by Janine. So readings are done. Yeah, usually we don't do readings here. It's not. It's more an educational channel than a reading channel here. Yeah, interesting. I really sorry. I was very I was reading this as well. So um, it's a great idea to have this gap between the emperor and the hierophant, because this is exactly what's happening. I'm very thrilled by this idea. Um, how did you make this up then? You said you were dreaming,
I
and
dreamt
did you
about
see
it, yeah.
the images?
No, no, not at that point, just the concept. It was just like it was a beautiful gift. All right, here's the concept, do something with it. So I woke up and I thought, oh, this is going to be complicated. I don't make my life easy for myself. And then, yeah, I had to start creating a completely brand new concept and a brand new tarot deck as well with new images. So there was a lot of work that went into it. I had some wonderful graphic artists that I worked with, and that was great. That was perfect. So helpful. Um, and even the back of the cards as well. So I did a presentation at the International Meeting of Oracular Arts at the weekend, and I was doing a talk on bridges. On the back of the Majors Only deck, I've got
Hmm.
bridges to show the transition because transitions are so important, those
Yeah.
liminal states, and it goes with the in-between concept. And on the back of the 78 cards, the in-between tarot, is an Ouroboros, so the snake eating its own tail,
Hmm.
showing us that life is cyclic, and we move on and we keep on going. There's no full stop.
Sorry.
That's
Um,
okay. So just to get the idea of that
yeah, so
infinite energy. Yeah.
I especially like this for the court cards as a concept because it annoys me the way the court cards are done in the Waite Smith version. I much prefer Crawley's version, where we really have a cycle anyway, because there are no kings, but only knights and princes. Um, and with weight, it's just like very medieval. There's only this moving upwards, and once you are up on the top, a king, you can't really develop any longer. Um, so I really, really like it that you bring it back to the page. Um,
Thank you.
Very good idea.
There
Um,
are there are some progression cards within the Rider-Waite deck, for example, though, like the Death card, because within the Death card you can see the gates of the moon, and you can see through the gates of the moon, you can see the sun, so you can see some of that progression.
no, I meant
Yeah.
just especially the court cards, the system of the court cards in.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah. I
Otherwise,
really
of
want.
course, there are developments. If you look
Yeah.
at the ones, the
Mm,
two to the three to the four of wands, there's definitely can tell a story of movement. Um,
yeah, exactly.
that's not a problem. But you haven't shown me any minor arcana. Could I have an example of this as well?
Yeah, I will do. I've just pulled three courts as well, so just to show you the progression with the same person. So this is the ones courts. So it's showing the progression. We've got somebody graduating, then we've got somebody creating their own business, then we've got somebody running their own business, and it's just showing that progression through the courts with the wands energy.
I
So
like
it's
this a
not
lot as
different.
well. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. So it's not different people, and that was very important.
So
So
it's really like telling a story of one person
yeah,
in one suit.
and the same with the minors. So we've got the Ace of Wands to the Two of
Hmm.
Wands.
Hmm.
Okay, so we see both those energies in there. Then we've got the Two to the Three,
Hmm.
and then we've got the Three to the Four. Okay, so you have that progression through the element with the cards on either side, and then how they move from that card to the next card is the
Very
in-between state.
interesting. And there are always people kind of like with the marathon where somebody gets the how do you call it in English? The stuff you is it a staff in marathon runnings?
Oh yes, like passing the baton. Yeah,
Yeah,
relays. Yeah,
exactly.
absolutely. And
Yeah.
and then in the cups, we've got a family in Africa.
Wow.
So this is the 5 to the 6 of cups, and then the 6 to the 7, and then you've got the 7 to the 8. So you've got that strong progression through the
Can you show me the
suits.
this eight or seven to eight full?
Yeah, so this is the 7 to the 8.
That's really interesting. I mean, all the cards are interesting, but I really like this progression from seven to eight.
Yeah,
The,
absolutely.
because there's this wonderment in there. I'm really. How is it if you don't do the cards yourself? So if you're not the artist yourself, how can you tell people what you really want to see?
So I drew the original designs or painted them or sketched them out. Um, I'm not a graphic artist, but then I would pass them across to the person that was dealing with in Lo Scarabeo, who would deal in Italian with Franco Rivoli. Okay, so I would explain what symbols I wanted, what elements I wanted, the colours that I wanted, the important things within the card, as well as send through like sketches as well. So
So you can draw yourself.
I'm not great, but I can. Yeah, I do. I haven't got any wall art to show you, but usually I like to paint tarot cards on walls. So like
Really?
get the full wall and paint a tarot card on it. I did that in my last house. And I've just moved to this house, and I'm still to do some paintings on the wall. So I'm choosing which tarot cards I want for which wall.
Only love and happiness for the next year to come.
Exactly. Oh, I love painting walls.
So, if people want to get the deck, where can they buy it?
It's on Amazon. first and foremost. So because it's a big publisher, Low Scarabeo, you can get it on Amazon.com, Amazon.co.uk. Because I've got a publisher, I don't hold any stock. I still have a few versions of the Majors Only deck, but it's a bit of a collector's item now because the first print run I did was in 2013. I may published item, so then I would hold stock. But the 78 card deck, which is this one, is available on Amazon. This is the kit. Okay, it's got the book. So I
Yeah.
would recommend, and especially if you're new to the tarot, getting the one that's got the book with it.
Yeah.
Because the small deck has not got as much in the booklet that comes with it. And if you're new to the tarot, it can be a lot to get your mind around the in-between concept as well as the cards themselves.
Yeah, I think so too. It's not
Yeah.
a starter deck necessarily.
No,
Um,
no. I mean, it can be. It just depends on your level, I guess, or whether you just want to jump in at the deep end of it.
I mean,
My
these
first
days,
one was a Thoth deck, you see, because I found a Thoth deck under the floorboards of my mum and dad's house. And so, like, one of my first decks was the Thoth deck. So
I started
starting
with the Thoth as well.
Did you? Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's an advanced deck, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Though, I mean, it's if you start with different words also in a
Mm.
deck, like in your majors, it might be a problem. I mean, these days people are buying tarot decks en masse
Yeah.
without knowing tarot at all because they like the pictures to
Yes,
post
yes.
them and stuff. So this is always. These pictures look really great. You've shown me. I'm very interested. I need to get a copy myself. I don't have it yet. Will be
Oh,
on my
thank you.
wishing list for Christmas.
Thank you. I'm very proud of it.
Yeah, you can. And did you publish any other decks?
Yes, my Oracle deck of bridges, which is not related to the In-Between Tarot, but that's self-published, and I have been selling that over the last 2 years.
This was the one you showed at the conference, right?
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
it was. And this was the one that I was showing at the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't have it to hand.
Since you have been just house moving, that's totally understandable. Um, are you planning any other decks?
Yes,
But you're not going to talk about it.
I don't know if I should.
No, don't
It's
do that.
oh yeah, I have to speak to the person that I would love to be the artist for the deck, and I need to nail down the concept because it's not quite finished yet. But it's been on the books for a while. I've had it in my head for a while, and I know that I'm going to do it. It's just when. When I can find time.
Has it been a dream again?
No, not really. I think this one was more of just a realization of the possibilities. Um, as you move in the tarot world, you start to think, oh, I could do that, and then I could add this, and I could include that. So it's been more of something that I've thought up as I was going along, rather than just waking up in the morning and thinking, yeah, I'll do that.
Um, I don't understand what you are saying, Joshua.
Make
Make tarot
tarot
reflect.
reflect numerology again, at least. Okay, do you mean to have the numbers on the cards?
That's what I would thinking.
Yeah, you might need to put another comment
If
on.
you want to have an answer to this one, you should
Hmm.
uh, master numbers. Have
Oh,
little
I see.
okay. Okay.
Oh, well, this next deck actually has more of a feel for astrology than numerology, and I'm thinking about going with an oracle deck. So, in answer to your question, it's probably not going to focus on that side of things.
So
No.
Mastercards, you mean 33 and 11, stuff like this? Because it's quite difficult to bring this concept into tarot since we have 22 majors You can't do much master cards with them. There are few in it in this, but not so many. And you, of course, could count through all the 78 cards. It's could be done. I think there are some books who did this, but yeah, for me it would be something difficult to do. I have to confess.
Off the top
But
of my head, I can't think of any decks that spring to mind that
no,
with
but
a yeah.
that's an interesting concept, Joshua. Perhaps
You could do
you,
it. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Please do. Yes.
It's like the Mary Greer told me that her husband, her then husband, I forgot his name, um, at at Burren, told her always, "You need to do a Blake deck," and she went like, "No," and she came, "You need to do a Blake deck," and in the end, she said, "Well, why don't you do it?" And then he did the William Blake deck, which I really like as well.
Yeah.
So it's a bit like this.
So he said, I've always said that astrology, numerology, and palmistry sing the same song. So yeah, seeing the same things.
Hmm.
Using different instruments, you can make that a reality.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Um,
but
again,
still, they already sing the same song. I don't know whether we really need to change a lot, just combine all these things. It's a very philosophical question, Joshua. I have to think about this.
he says he's not using tarot, so not doing it right. Okay, but it's definitely something to think about.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot that you can incorporate and include in the cards. The
Yeah,
problem that you've got is when you put too much in, that it becomes too complicated.
and it's often no longer a tarot.
Oh, I can say, for example, with mine, with the numbers at the bottom, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't want that because it's an in-between card. I didn't want there to be anything on the bottom
Yeah,
because this is the 4 to the 5 of cups. Yeah.
yeah. It should be
They,
4/5 or something.
yeah. Lo Scarabeo insisted on the number
Mm-hmm.
of the first card being at the bottom of the card.
Mm.
I didn't like it.
Mm.
It was only when the deck came out that I understood the reason why they wanted that.
Which is?
When you shuffle them, you can order them by the bottom. Yeah? I
Yeah.
How could I not have seen that? So I like shuffle the cards and I can order them really easily, but it would be more difficult if I didn't have that bottom bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, genius, other people that you're working with can sometimes see things that you're not considering because you're looking at something else, in very fine focus, and you're like, oh, I'm looking at this, I'm looking at that. They're like, yeah, but did you consider this? And I'm like, no, I don't want to consider that. But
Yeah.
it's very important. Yeah.
It's always good to
Mm.
have somebody look at your stuff also who has not a clue about what you're actually doing, but to be, as a total outsider to have a look at it. I
Yeah.
frequently do this as well. Very interesting. Uh, and
So
observing.
Joshua's, yeah, really into the numerological
Hmm.
side of things. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, but
Absolutely.
that's okay as well, I guess.
Yeah, it all fits.
Anyway, I think we can come to a close now, unless you really want to say something more about your deck.
I don't want to go now. I love talking to you.
Yeah, the good thing is
Yeah,
we will meet again soonish. We decided next time on
we can
Instagram.
talk soon. Mm, yes. So maybe we should just mention that. So we're gonna meet on possibly the start of December. We're going to agree a date, and then we're going to talk about tarot associations, the German Tarot Association and the British
The British.
Tarot Association, which is Tabby. Um, but we will do it in a way where we will talk about Tarot Association running and what's involved and how we do things. Um,
And
and we'll
why
do it.
is it good to be a member of it?
Yes, exactly. And we're going to do that together, which is great because we're both chairs. So we both head our the tarot associations very proudly, don't we? We love
Yeah.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm really
So
looking forward to that. And
yeah.
it's really lovely to talk to you, Janine. I really want to see you in person in Manchester next
Yeah.
summer. I'm really looking forward to that. Um, yeah, I know I would like to chat more to you, but unfortunately I have to do some teaching tonight. So
No problem.
I just wanted to get this, not get this done, but I really wanted to talk to you. That's why I suggested to do this today.
Thank you for
You are
fitting me
very
in and for
busy,
having
and
me
you,
online.
yes, and well, you paint your walls with lovely tarot cards, and
I'll
show me
show
a
you.
picture later.
Yes, absolutely.
So thanks for watching, everybody who did, or everybody who will watch later. I think I already put the information for the deck in the show notes. You can contact Janine if you want to have her original deck, very valuable original deck,
Yes.
and probably via Instagram or via the homepage, no problem. We are all very easily connectable these days, aren't we?
Yes. In
Um,
between tarot and everything. Yes. And I'm get back to people straight away. So yeah,
yeah,
send me
you're
a
very
message, get in
quick with
touch.
this. Okay, my dear. Thank you very much. And thanks, everybody. I'll be back with a chat next time in German, though, on Monday. And until then, have a great time. Enjoy
Thank
what you
you.
can enjoy. And thanks for being here.
Take
Bye,
care,
Janine.
Kirsten. Thanks, everybody. Bye. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.